Today we're going to be talking about if I actually did or did not achieve my 2020 reading goals. So hello everyone, I hope you're all having a wonderful, amazing day. So today I'm going to be watching my 2020 reading goals video, reacting to it, and talk about if I actually achieved those reading goals or not. I forgot my mic again. Fuck! We're back with mic installed. So this is what we're doing. Yep, definitely had a completely new intro last time.
Out there and all you book nerds, today's gonna be a really fun video where I talk about all my 2019 reading goals. Some are more important and prioritized than others. Some are just hopes, visions I have for the future. I don't know. The first one is I need to listen to more nonfiction or just listen to audiobooks more in general.
Audiobooks, I really did listen to more audiobooks this year. I don't know what it is compared to last year, and I won't talk about that now. I put down the number that I listened to audiobooks here. It is much more. Nonfiction specifically is not what I did, but one of my reading goals for next year is definitely to read more nonfiction. Also because I've become much more passionate about nonfiction, and I think I've zeroed in on what type of nonfiction I want to read more of. And I think at this point I had this vague idea that I liked certain nonfiction, I wanted to read more of it, and it was more like a need to want that. Oh my god, you can see my chair. Shit. It's a shame chair. We all have them.
I also want to get in the habit of reading at least one classic a month because I really...
The one classic a month thing. Okay, we've done this before. I've been there. Every year I have the goal of reading one classic a month. And I think this is something I want to talk about in this video, the only thing I planned. I wanted at this point before to be a well-read person. And I believed thoroughly that being well-read meant reading the classics, really digging into a genre, and at this point it was fantasy. I want to know the fantasy genre inside out so I could be a good reviewer, and I wanted to read, it's probably come up, The Wheel of Time, Narnia, Lord of the Rings, all of that. And I still want to get through those at some point, maybe not. I probably will change my mind, we'll see. But I thought that was what it meant, being well-read, but they're all read by these white male authors, and I think more and more I'm coming to realize that being well-read has much more to do with being a diverse reader, because the more diversity you get, the better you can see the nuances in the writing, and getting to really dig into one genre doesn't mean that you know or are a good reviewer. It only means that you have a certain type of information that you can make your opinions on, but the more variety of information you have about different genres, the better you can review also one book in one genre. That's what I believe, at least now, and my opinion on this thing has changed completely. And also because I went through my biggest fucking reading slump ever. I've never gone through a reading slump, and then 2020 happened, and it hit a 2.5 month one that was just really bad, probably more like 3 months, and I thought I'd gone through reading slumps before, but I was wrong. Past Wilma was wrong. It hit hard, and it changed the way that I read. It changed what I want to read. I went from reading fantasy and sci-fi, epic books, big books, to wanting to read shorter adult literary fiction books, which is just a weird thing that happened. I did some fun things this year. Is this a reflection upon the year? I finally realized that I was non-binary. Fun stuff. That was a great time. And I started the colored readathon stuff. So we did the blue colored readathon. What was that? Read a ton of blue books. And then we did the readathon and the yellow book escape, which I completely failed at and bailed. And then now we're doing the pink, and then I did the pink one, the Read Pink Week. I will definitely want to continue with that next year, but I think we have to have the same title for all readathons. Let's continue.
Really like classics, and they give me a lot. I just have a lot of classics on my TBR that I really want to get to.
Oh yeah, and I said I have a lot of classics on my TBR that I want to get to. Classics is actually the least amount of TBR books I have on one shelf within a genre at this point. I did read a few, but not that many. I think it started off great this year. I also had, okay, we'll talk about that in a bit.
I do want to reread Frankenstein too. That should be one of...
Oh, reread Frankenstein? Shame. Did not do that.
Another one is last year I had this goal that I would only buy 3 books a month, and I felt like that was hard. I managed it for like 4 months, I think, and then I went to London and but I have another one this year that I think is going to be more doable, and that is if I buy a book, I have to read it straight away. So this way, I can technically buy 5 books a month if I read them straight away.
Okay, so I love this goal. I think we all do this. Read the books on my TBR rather than buying new books. Woo, buy less books. 2019, I tried to read 3 books a month. 2020, I tried to read the books right when I got them, but like both of those failed. I failed, okay, didn't complete that. I do this thing where like for 4 months it goes really well, like those type of goals, and then shit breaks down. We can blame it on COVID this time, and I just didn't. It fell apart, But I have come to realize that I should be more careful with the books that I end up buying, because the Artisan Geek, she did a great video talking about buying books and reading books are 2 completely different things, and we need to like differentiate why buying books brings us joy. And I think that's like an important key thing too as well, because like it's the adrenaline you get from buying books. It's like why you buy books, but also I do like having a collection of books, and I don't think it's sad to have books that never get read on your shelf unless you read it once, you know, like books you've read you probably would never reread. I think that's fine too. So I think I'm gonna be better with reading books not physically, like e-reading them, and then buying them if I want a copy, or buying them if there's like a special thing that I want, you know? So what was I gonna conclude in this? I wish for next year maybe that I will try to do this again.
I do want to be more creative with my content here on YouTube. I know it's not like
Creative YouTube content. I will do better next year.
I'm gonna reread Harry Potter and
Reread Harry Potter, didn't do that. Probably not gonna do it for a while, to be honest.
towards adult books, and specifically adult fiction and not new adult fiction, but new adult fiction. Also new adult.
Wait, like at this point, I already thought about reading more adult fiction. What? I thought that came like later, but maybe it was already in my mind.
Fiction, I guess you could say, but both of them. I just want to read more books that are being released currently when it comes to adult fiction. It's pretty simple. I don't want to complicating it. Hopes and dreams for 2020.
So I also had a reading journal this year, and it looks beautiful. It's from Archer and Olive. And I also wrote down my 2020 goals. Ooh, I had so much fun. I did all these like sheets, tracking, everything. My bullet journal career went out the window. I still haven't updated my map, my like diversity map from reading from different countries. I think I have read from more countries now. I can probably go back and fill this out. Oh yeah, I should probably update this. Then we have the 2020 list. I'm showing you this because I think there are some things that I didn't talk about in the video. So read 100 books. I did. Wow, can you believe it? I actually read closer to 160 this year because even though I went in a reading slump, I read like 20 plus books in the summer months, and then I got into like comics and graphic novels to the extreme, which really helped. So participate in at least 3 readathons, and considering I hosted at least 3 readathons, I would say check on this, but I also took part. The Owls, there we go. The Owls, Fortnite Frights, and The Bias Breaker. Loosely on the Fortnite Frights, but I was there. I was trying. Then we have Educate Myself within SFF. Never. Diversify my YouTube content, right. Read books immediately after purchase. Read 1 classic a month. Didn't do that. I think next year I would like to change the 1 book a month of classics to 1 book a month of nonfiction. And instead of reading it or listening to it, I think I would like to read it physically, because I feel like nonfiction is like the study person in me getting that good information. I like studying sometimes, and I think it's fun to read nonfiction and like annotate and take notes and actually learn something. Read and annotate Harry Potter, read more adult fiction. I read more adult fiction. I did read more adult fiction. Can you stop messaging me? Read Lord of the Rings and Narnia. Started Narnia. 1 out of 5 books, 7 books. Oh my god, did not finish it. I will probably take my time with it in the future. Oh, this one I'm ashamed of. Finish The Expanse. Oops. I would love to have finished The Expanse, but I forgot. Okay, I need to put these on silent. This is just... Read less YA. Sure, I did. Focus on TBR books. Well, maybe next year. The other video that I want to watch in this video is... I made a video called Series I Will Definitely Get To in 2020. Oops.
This shelf right here for so long right now, and I haven't even started them. And I started none of these. They're mostly all fantasy and sci-fi, and I have so many that I have started that I want to finish this year. And I think all the ones I have started, I am gonna finish this year, and then I want to start these. Okay, that's ambitious, but it's me. So let's get on with it. The first two are classics that I've talked about quite a bit. This is The Lord of the Rings as well as Narnia.
Well, I did start Narnia.
I talked about it a lot, and it is gonna happen. Capiche? Lightbringer series. This is first the Black Prism, and the first one is Theft of Swords. This is the first and second volume in the Riara Revelations, something like that.
Nope, haven't read that.
One is The Cloud Roads by Martha Wells. I feel like she's written...
Okay, I just talked about this book in my last video. I do want to read The Cloud Roads by Martha Wells. I feel like the other two, the bigger fantasy, I've kind of grown out of wanting to read those big fantasy books just for the sake of like reading them because everyone says they're good. But The Cloud Roads is one that I'm actually interested in reading still. But will it happen next year though? Will it?
So silly. Let's stop with the silliness.
Enough.
With the silliness.
There are two other series that I've had for a really long time. This is The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington.
Okay.
I know.
Okay. Interesting. I have not gotten to The Shadow of What Was Lost, but I was actually gonna buddy read it with my friend, but then that didn't happen. But now I'm going to buddy read it for September for the Buzzwordathon. So I'm holding a person accountable for getting me through this book. Probably the only thick fantasy book I'll read next year, but that's that.
But we'll see. I have no idea what this is about, and don't tell me. Okay. Then we have Across the Nightingale Floor by Leanne Hearn.
So I will probably read Across the Nightingale Floor at one point. But I didn't do it this year either. Holy shit, did I fail.
This is Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency.
Okay, this book I will get to. I didn't get it to last year, that's the point. But Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency is a book that there's a Netflix series on, and I just really, really want to read the series. I'm still super interested in it. Upset that I didn't get to it this year, but I did reread The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy though.
It was published before Nevernight, and I'm such a huge fan of...
Oh, Storm Dancer? Doubtful. I will get to that again next year. Did not read it this year.
We have, this is A Children of Time.
Yes! Oh my god! I finished the series! Oh my god! I finished it! Sorry, I got really excited that I completed a series on this list. So I read A Children of Time and A Children of Ruin. Oh. Okay, I just had to feel accomplished for a moment. I was feeling needy.
This was recommended to me by my acupuncturist. I know, quite random. This is Stormfront by Jim.
Did not start the Dresden Files. I probably give them a shot at some point, but I have a feeling that the main character is gonna bug me. Just the vibe though.
Guys, I almost forgot this book. This is the second trilogy, I believe, in the Shattered Realms novel. No. Are you telling me I read all the Seven Realms series to get to this? And then it's a Shattered Realms novel? Oh my god.
Okay, I was a bit of a drama person right there. But okay, so the point is, Flamecaster, did I read it? No, but my interest in reading that series has exponentially increased. That's not how it doesn't work. It doesn't exist anymore because I liked the first Cynthia Williams Chima, the Seven Realms series, but then she came out with the second trilogy, and now I'm just not interested in reading YA fantasy anymore. Will I give it away though? Don't think so. It will be there. Maybe this whole fantasy thing is gonna come back at some point, you know? Owning books that you don't read for 5 years, 10 years, I think that's okay. Tell me it's okay. So this is a sad moment of time. The truth is, I only finished one of those, started one of those, and that's how my 2020 goals went. Although, I have done a lot of mental progress this year. I have processed things, I've learned things. I feel like my brain has like exploded with all the stereotypes and things that I need to fucking unlearn. And everything that I need to learn, my brain is just like hardcore trying to unlearn a bunch of shit. It takes up brain power, and working my way there, I'm reconsidering a lot of stuff in my life, things I believe, books I'm reading, why I'm reading them, and getting to the core of why I love reading and like focusing on that and the books that helped me get there. So thank you guys for watching this video. What was the point? I didn't achieve any of my goals. I hope you guys did better than me. If not, that's fine. This year didn't go as expected. Probably not next year either, but we're still here. And I will talk to you guys soon in my next video. Bye!